Hello, we're the PNC Newsgirls, Mia
And Maya, reading the news 6 days a week because you're too lazy.
Friday, September 15th, 2023.
Okay. A people which is not prepared to protect itself is a people without character. We must recover for our people as one of its most elementary principles, the recognition of the fact that a man is truly a man only if he defends and protects himself. That a people deserves that name only if, in case of necessity, it is prepared as a people to enter the lists. That is not materialism, I think. Yeah. Militarism. That is self-preservation. Adolf Hitler.
Okay, quick 72,000 Ukrainian casualties in the 110 billion meat grinder, UN. The world cannot afford for this senseless war to continue. In the week of September 2nd to September 9th, Ukraine lost 5,955 casualties in its slow-moving counteroffensive. The Russian Ministry of Defense claimed on September 5th, Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu claimed that Ukraine had lost 66,000 men since the start of its counteroffensive on June 4th. Which was supposed to break through to Crimea and the Black Sea before the end of fighting season. When fall rains set in, Ukraine has only made minor gains despite heavy losses of men and material.
I thought it meant a literal meat grinder.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, oh!
No, it's metaphorical.
I didn't know that. Probably because they said a price. Like they said...
yeah.
That's probably why I thought that it was
that's how much they spent on the war.
I was like, why did they put them in a meat grinder instead of just shooting them?
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Do I say who's or WHO's?
I don't know, man. Say whatever you want.
WHO's takeover of YouTube portends Orwellian medical dystopia. On August 15th, YouTube announced it is adopting WHO's medical misinformation policies, ushering in a one world, one narrative digital governance structure which will render free speech and, by implication, informed medical choice non-existent for users on its already heavily censorship-prone platform. Maybe that's why we got taken down.
Yeah.
Because it was after August 15th.
Yep. Zelensky is expected to visit Washington as Congress is debating $24 billion in aid for Ukraine. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is expected at the White House and on Capitol Hill next week as he visits the U.S. during the United Nations General Assembly.
Okay. Sam Bankman. Fried pushed for his dad to get cast in FTX's Larry David Super Bowl ad. Joseph Bankman appeared alongside the Kermodigian.
I don't know.
In the ad, which aired during the game between the Los Angeles Rams and
Cincinnati.
How did you know that?
I don't know.
The Cincinnati Bengals on February 13th, 2022.
Cincinnati, not Cincinnati.
Shut up!
Dr. Michael Yedon, a message to a trusted friend who is struggling to accept that what is happening is intentional. A message written to a trusted campaigning friend who is struggling. It's literally just... Okay. It is indeed a big step to move from justifiable criticism of presumed incompetent politicians and industrialists to putting the pieces together in such a way that they can point only to intentionality. See what you think.
Okay. Hey, what's Hitler's last name?
It's Hitler.
Dang it. Try to catch you lacking.
Anyway, full column.
Filed...
What?
My brain died for a second.
Okay.
Filed... motion. McCarthy melts out after Gates threatens removal. Gates. Another Republicans have slammed McCarthy for dragging his feet on a Biden impeachment inquiry, which the Speaker finally announced earlier in the week Gases, however, says this isn't enough.
Gases, gnats. I think gnats. I'm joking. Hunter Biden indicted on federal charges for claiming he was not a drug user on gun form. This incident happened 5 years ago and was going to be pled down, but feds changed course due to their bias being so blatant. The influence peddling payments he got from Burisma are far more scandalous, but nothing is happening on that front.
I like the word scandalous.
Same, it just sounds nice.
Scandalous,
Yeah, just scandalous.
It's just funny.
That sounds nice.
Rep. James Comer reveals next step in Biden's impeachment inquiry. Republican Rep. James Comer of Kentucky said that investigators from the House Oversight Committee would be seeking bank records involving Hunter Biden and Jim Biden as part of the impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden, as well as any correspondence the president sent under an alias. Who's Jim Biden?
Who's Jim Biden? What? I've never heard of
Hunter have a son? Is that Joe Biden's father? Who's Jim Biden?
Okay, time to look it up.
Who is Jim Biden? Who is it?
Who is he?
Who is he?
Is
Brother?
President Biden's brother James. Okay, so
Joe's brother is James.
Yeah, aka Jim.
Imagine naming your children James and Joe. Like, really?
Homeless program in Washington State has burned through $143 million to house less than 1,000 people. Washington State has been trying to deal with their homeless problem, but they haven't had much success. A program designed to close down tent communities and get homeless people into housing has already spent $143 million to house less than 1,000 people. That's a horrible ratio. That was actually part of the thing.
Yeah.
That was not my comment.
That was part of the thing. Okay. Report. The FBI... Is that illegally or allegedly?
Illegally.
Illegally, okay. My brain does not brain sometimes.
I can tell.
Illegally... How do you say that?
Politicized.
Politicized background investigations for Republican presidential nominees. A recent report published by America First Legal, AFL, details how the FBI weaponized the federal background investigation process to deny Republican presidents, specifically Donald Trump, the ability to make political appointments in an institution-wide violation of the Privacy Act, Paperwork Reduction Act, and other federal statutes. How do you say that?
In situational.
Disregard for the FBI Manual of Investigations, Operations, and Guidelines, MIOG, further contributed to this.
America's ambassadors, imperial governors who hate white Americans and the world. The purpose of a conventional foreign service is to foster friendship, peace, and mutual understandings with other states. Emissaries typically try to bridge gaps and mend fences. That had nothing to do with the headline, but okay.
Russia responds to transgender Ukrainian officials' death threats to journalists. A zombie apocalypse. Zakharova wrote in response to the threat, "We will be sending this further evidence of the terrorist nature of the Kyiv regime and its sponsorship by Washington to all international organizations and NGOs," she said.
Alright, Spranos star Dre DiMatteo claims she only joined OnlyFans because her refusal to get COVID vaccine cost her acting gigs, as she slams backlash from fans. Speaking to Fox News, the actress, Spranos star Dre DiMatteo, or whatever, I don't know, has revealed that she was forced to take up the subscription site, which she charges $15 for, after refusing to take the COVID jab. Alright, Monkey Column.
Okay. Nigeria experiences a nationwide power outage after its electrical grid fails. Nigeria experienced a nationwide power outage Thursday after the country's electrical grid collapsed due to technical failures, the West African nation's electricity distribution companies reported.
Meteorology expert says most deaths in Libya floods were avoidable as death toll passes 6,000. World Meteorology Organization, WMO, Secretary General Patry Talas said on Thursday that the horrifying casualties from the catastrophic flooding in Libya could have been mitigated with a decent early warning system, something beyond the capabilities of a country shattered by former U.S. President Barack Obama's 2011 invasion.
Okay. Sudan conflict displaces over 5.25 million civilians. More than 5.25 million people have been displaced by the ongoing fighting between the Sudanese army and the Rapid Support Forces, RSF, paramilitary group, according to the United Nations and other agency reports.
Okay. 2 massive youth brawls break out at Florida high school. 13 students face criminal charges. Pasco County, Florida. 2 massive brawls broke out at Florida High School on Tuesday, resulting in more than a dozen youths getting arrested, according to local reports. WFLA reported that the altercations occurred in the cafeteria and hallway of Zephyrus High School on Pasco County, Florida, around lunchtime.
Okay. We're counting. Tucker Carlson goes to Argentina and shows us what it's like to live in a country where the government can't stop printing money. Argentina is a developed country with an educated population, a huge middle class, and tremendous national resources. But when you look at it closely, you learn quickly why the nationals want to flee, why the anti-establishment... How do you say that?
Where is it?
There.
Anarchano?
Capitalist... Is that Javier?
Yep.
Javier Milei is leading the polls and likely to win Argentina's presidency come October.
Biden has people in cages at the border. Where's the Democrat outrage? Do you remember all the Democrats shrieking about kids in cages during the 2020 election? It was repeated by Biden, his supporters, and people in the media over and over again, a constant drumbeat.
Okay. Kim Jong-un's visit to Russia strengthened Russia-North Korea cooperation. North Korea is going to a whole new level. Food security, new jobs, energy, even bigger military, ballistic missiles that can reach the continental U.S. CONUS, modernized fleet and submarines, better education, and a higher standard of living and social satisfaction with the government. The Russian news agency TASS even makes an open reference to the U.S. just having created a military alliance with Japan and South Korea at Camp David. This openly indicates that Putin's meeting with Kim includes a similar nature of military alliance, though not formally.
Poland becomes key military and economic partner for South Korea. Poland and South Korea continue to build their strategic partnership, with the Polish Prime Minister
Mateusz
Morawiecki meeting with his South Korean counterpart Han Duck-soo at a military base in
Mazowiecki
in eastern Poland on Wednesday. Alright, that's all. Thank you for listening to me.
And Maya, read the Poland Central homepage. Do all the good things.
Come back tomorrow for Catter Day.